Kirk and his friends are having lunch at the airport hangar. He practices an awkward, let's get back together speech for his ex, Marnie. He has a lame gift for her. Stainer can't stand her, and Jack tells him to stop being a moodle, a man poodle, and act like he's been dating non-stop if he wants her back. Devin, as always, tells him to just be himself. Taking Jack's advice, Kirk awkwardly tells Marnie that he's been sleeping around non-stop, but she's unimpressed. He tells her that he'll give all that up for her, but Marnie replies that she's with Ron, who owns a Pizza Hut Express. Kirk can't believe she picked Ron over him. She fires back that working at TSA won't make him a pilot no matter how much he dreams it. And right then, Kirk's mom strolls by and his brother jumps on him like they're wrestling. His family treats Marnie like she's still part of the family, completely disregarding him. Molly arrives at the airport looking absolutely gorgeous, and every guy around stares in amazement at her beauty, jaws dropped. Molly ends up in the same security line where Stainer and Kirk are working. Like everyone else, Kirk is instantly smitten. At the counter, Stainer tries and fails to have a smooth conversation with Molly. As she moves ahead, Kirk's boss pushes for an unnecessary strip search, but Kirk steps in and stops it. Molly thanks him and heads off to catch her flight. After boarding, Molly realizes her iPhone is missing. Patty calls it and Kirk picks up. Before Patty can get catty, Molly grabs the phone and talks to him herself. She asks Kirk to hold on to it and meet her the next day at an event she's hosting. The next day, Kirk and Devin head to the event Molly is hosting. Devin is hyped for Kirk, saying this is like Aladdin meeting Princess Jasmine. They head inside and find it is an upscale art exhibition. They meet Katie, Molly's younger sister, who points them toward Molly. Kirk returns her phone and Molly tells him to stick around and grab a drink. Katie is a clumsy waitress and bumps into Kirk and he spills his drink all over the museum director's jacket. Molly apologizes for the chaos and invites Kirk to a hockey game to make it up to him. The next day at work, Kirk tells his friends about Molly's invite but insists a girl that gorgeous couldn't possibly be into him. His buddies try to boost his confidence until Marnie shows up. She tells Kirk that his family has invited her on their Branson vacation and asks if he's okay with it. Kirk awkwardly says yes, and Stainer is appalled by it. At the arena, Kirk and Stainer wait for Molly. She arrives with Patty, and Stainer tells Kirk that she must have brought Patty as his date because someone like Molly would never go for a guy like Kirk. After some small talk, the four head to their seats. They settle in, cheer, and enjoy the game. Molly knows a lot about hockey, and the boys are impressed. Molly and Stainer leave to get beers. Patty stays back and tells Kirk that she's not interested in Stainer. Kirk suddenly realizes that means Molly is actually into him. He can't wrap his head around why. The boys are at a bowling alley, talking about Kirk and Molly. Devin and Jack are thrilled for him, but Stainer refuses to accept it. He rates Kirk a 5 and Molly a hard 10. He even rates himself a 6 and insists a guy like Kirk can't bridge a 5-point gap. Jack and Devin think he's being ridiculous. A guy in the next lane starts acting tough, and the boys almost get into a fight. Right then, Molly calls Kirk and asks him out on a proper date. Stainer can't believe this is happening, while Jack and Devin are excited for Kirk. Molly is dress shopping for her date. Patty offers the usual bad date bailout call, but Molly refuses. Patty asks her why she'd date a nice guy like Kirk. Molly admits her ex hurt her, and that this time, she's choosing safe. Kirk spirals, unable to understand why a girl like Molly would date him or what he'd even say on the date. Stainer agrees that it makes no sense to him either. A girl waves at them. Stainer bolts, muttering that she's a crazy ex. Kirk and Molly sit at a beautiful restaurant, and Kirk is clearly nervous, not helped by the fact that his jacket matches the staff's. When a nearby couple leaves something behind, Kirk jumps up to return it, and Molly is clearly impressed by how nice he is. Things get tense when Molly's ex, Cam, walks in with his friends and mistakes Kirk for a waiter. He quickly apologizes after realizing Kirk is with Molly. Molly opens up about leaving law for event planning, while Kirk admits he still dreams of becoming a pilot. Patty's emergency escape call comes in, but Molly ignores it, making Patty smile on the other end. The night ends with Kirk dropping Molly home and sharing a soft, gentle kiss. The next day at work, Kirk tells that Molly and he kissed. Devin and Jack are happy, while Stainer is unable to believe any of this is real. Kirk brings Molly to his parents' house. His mom is thrilled, his dad is stunned. Out back, his brother Dylan, his fiancée Debbie, and Ron are hanging by the pool, until Marnie shows up flaunting a new swimsuit. Kirk introduces Molly, and everyone is shocked he's actually with a girl like her. After some awkward small talk, Dylan and Ron invite Molly to swim, leaving Marnie furious at Ron. At lunch, questions fly about what Molly does for work and what she's doing with Kirk until Marnie reappears, overdressed and trying hard to make Molly jealous. The day ends with a slapshot regatta. Dylan fumes as Kirk keeps scoring, and when it comes down to a tiebreaker, Kirk wins. Dylan storms off like a sore loser. Kirk and Molly get back to her place and he gets terrified of her massive dog and sits down on the couch. Molly hands him a glass of wine, plays music, and they start kissing. But Kirk panics and embarrassingly ejaculates almost instantly. Right then, the doorbell rings. Molly opens it to find her parents and sister visiting. Her dad offers a handshake, but Kirk stays seated, awkwardly covering the stain on his lap. As Molly tries to figure out what's wrong, the dog runs over and starts licking Kirk's crotch area. Disgusted and embarrassed, Kirk gets up and bolts out of the house. The guys relentlessly tease Kirk about the incident. Marnie shows up and tells Kirk that she's ready to get back together, but Kirk turns her down, realizing she only wants him now because she's jealous of Molly and can't have him anymore. She storms off, telling him it'll never work with Molly. He tells his friends that he's called Molly 17 times, but she hasn't answered. Stainer and Jack declare it is over, and that she was way out of his league to begin with, and that men who have landed women like that are 1 in a million. Stainer admits he once dated a perfect 10 and got dumped because he was a 6, proving, in his mind, that Kirk never had a chance with Molly. Devin disagrees and thinks that Kirk might still have a shot. The boys arrive at the air show Molly's running. There are planes roaring overhead and the crowd is buzzing. Kirk freezes when he spots Molly, but Jack pushes him to be brutally honest about the incident. Molly is furious that Kirk disrespected her parents and calls it a major red flag. Desperate, Kirk blurts out the truth that he panicked and ejaculated in his pants. Molly and Patty are shocked to hear this. Patty points out that no guy would ever admit that. The honesty changes everything. Molly goes to Kirk, they laugh, kiss, and make up. The boys are happy and Devin crowns Jack the sex Yoda. Cam, Molly's ex, pulls Kirk aside and casually assumes he's gay. He admits that he wants Molly back and hopes Kirk will help him. Kirk is caught off guard but says nothing. Things get worse when the boys spot Cam's call sign, footlong. Kirk's confidence deflates instantly and he gets worried that he can't possibly measure up. Kirk and Molly go on several dates and clearly hit it off. One day, Molly mentions that it's her sister's 21st birthday and that she's coming over for dinner. Kirk suggests she throw her a party instead, and Molly thinks it's a great idea. Stainer asks why Kirk still hasn't slept with Molly. Kirk admits he's nervous about being naked around her. Jack says that Molly is well-groomed and Kirk needs to step up, then bizarrely drops his pants to show off his own groomed area. Kirk tries to copy him and immediately cuts himself. Devin, proving he's a true friend, awkwardly steps in to help finish the job, although it is very weird. Molly throws an amazing party for her sister. Stainer performs, the vibe is perfect, and Molly decides tonight's the night things go further with Kirk. Her parents arrive, and Kirk apologizes for his behavior the last time they met. Molly tells her parents that Kirk works in aviation, letting them assume he's a pilot to his surprise. Cam shows up and wishes Kirk good luck with Molly. As he leaves, Cam tells him Molly isn't perfect as Kirk thinks and that she has a defect, which leaves Kirk rattled. Back at Molly's place, things heat up. But Kirk spirals thinking about Stainer's stupid number system and her defect Cam had told him about. His nerves turn into insecurity and an argument breaks out. Molly assures him that he's a great guy, but he snaps back, accusing her of lying about his job to her parents. Molly loses it and tells Kirk that his real problem is his lack of self-esteem. Molly tells him that Cam cheated on her and asks if Kirk really wants to hear that she chose him because he felt safe. That breaks Kirk. He storms out, leaving Molly in tears. Weeks later, Kirk is back with Marnie, heading to Branson with his family, including Ron. Miserable, he tells Stainer that he was right all along and that he's just not good enough. That hits Stainer hard. Stainer rushes to confront his ex at a fast food counter. She tells him that he was always good enough for her and that he just never believed it himself. Realizing his mistake, Stainer boards Kirk's plane, tells Kirk he's a 10, and begs him to go get Molly before being dragged off. He calls Patty, asking her help to get Molly and Kirk back together. Kirk realizes that Stainer is right and tries to leave the plane but gets stopped by the flight attendant. Meanwhile, Patty brings Molly to the airport. Stainer convinces her to fight for Kirk, Devin gets her a ticket, and Stainer rushes her through security, only to realize the plane has already departed. Jack gets the plane stopped for a mechanical issue. As passengers deplane, Kirk sprints through the airport, dodging an unhinged Marnie, and finally reunites with Molly. She apologizes for treating him like a safe option and for lying to her parents about his job. Kirk forgives her, and they get back together with a kiss. Kirk surprises Molly by flying a small plane, revealing he's been secretly taking flying lessons and working towards his dream of becoming a pilot.